the breaking, only the ringing, only the sheets cooled by dawn. My body lies open like shoreline after storm, marked by what has gone. No fighting now, no language now. Soul sleep, soul sleep. Lay your hand over my eyes. Soul sleep, soul sleep. Let the tide go out inside. The room is pale as forgotten breath. The mirror gives me back a ghost. I drift between the pillow and ceiling, too tired to hold, too clear to close. Even sorrow has gone quiet, even fear has taken off its shoes. Salt sleep, salt sleep. Lay your hand over my eyes. Salt sleep, salt sleep. Let the tide go out inside. What remains when the wave is done? A little salt on the skin, a little morning in the salt sleep, salt sleep. Carry me below the noise. Salt sleep, salt sleep. Leave me only breath and light, breath and light, breath and light. The sea is small now. Morning asks for ordinary things, cup, faucet, shirt, key, floor. The body learns its small instructions after wanting nothing more. I stand at the sink simple human task. One breath in another, one thing then another. Carrying water, carrying water, not to drown but to live. Carrying water, learning what the body gives. There is mercy in repetition, in the kettle, in the steam, in the quiet weight of motion, in repairing what can't gleam. I do not need a perfect sky, just a day I can walk through. Carrying water, not to drown but to live. Carrying water, learning what the body gives. I used to think survival had to look like fire. Maybe it looks like this instead. A cup filled higher. Carrying water, not to drown but to live. Carrying water, making room for what I feel. One thing then another, one breath then another. The day stays in my hands. I thought I had to disappear to make the room less loud. Thought love meant being smaller. Thought calm meant shutting down. But the house has its own heartbeat, and it sounds a little like mine. Listen close, there it is, behind the paint, beneath the plaster. There's a pulse in the walls, a pulse in the walls, and I am not alone in this. still flicker in my blood at times. But I am more than handed storms, more than inherited tide. I place my palm against the doorway and feel the whole house answer back. There's a pulse in the walls, a pulse in the walls, and I am not alone in this. There's a pulse in the walls, a pulse in the walls. Even broken rooms can live. If I survive this flood, call it my body learning light, call it my ribs opening, not as damage as a window. There's a pulse in the walls, a pulse in the walls, and now I let it answer mine. There's a pulse in the walls, a pulse in the walls. Even broken rooms hold light. A window, a window, my ribs opening like a window. Street lights pour gold on the black water. Shoes in my hand, keys in my teeth. Moon on the rail, pulse in my ankle. Night says move, and I believe. I step in slow, then all at once cold, climbing clean along my knees. Dip, rise, let the body improvise. Night swim ritual, night swim ritual. I go under, come back new. Night swim ritual, night swim ritual. Dark can hold me without bruise. Laugh in the throat, salt on the shoulder, hair slicked back like a second skin. No audience, no explanation, only rhythm moving in. The water does not ask me to be smaller than I am. Night swim ritual, night swim ritual. I go under, return, float short phrases, little boats. My body finally keeps a beat that is not made out of fear. Body improvise. The trees are instant standing taller. Sun on the rails, steam from the street. Puddles hold pieces of the morning, bright enough to drink. I walk through air that feels forgiving, as if the sky unclenched for me. What survived wants to bloom even now, especially now. After the stormlight, after the stormlight, everything shines where it was torn. After the stormlight, after the stormlight, warmth returns in altered form. My skin is still a little tender, but tenderness is not defeat. Roots do their work in hidden silence, and still they lift the concrete. I used to fear the open blue. Now I wear it on my face. After the stormlight, after the stormlight, everything shines where it was torn. After the stormlight, after the stormlight, warmth returns in altered form. I am not the same water, I am not the same shore, but I can love the change to rise stormlight, everything shines where it was torn. After the stormlight, after the stormlight, I call this body home once more. Home once more. Home once more. Warmth returns in altered form. At the edge where water loosens, I hear the older songs return. Too much water in the room now becomes a lesson I have learned. Skin like static, yes I had it, but sparks can also light the way. The tide repeats, not to trap me, but to teach me shade. Shoreline echo, shoreline echo, everything comes back changed. Shoreline echo, shoreline echo, nothing true is ever wasted. I think of walls with hidden heartbeats, of windows cut into the ribs, of nights I thought would split me open, and all the light they later gave. The sea still moves with too much feeling. I just know better how to stand. Shoreline echo, shoreline echo, everything comes back changed. Shoreline echo, shoreline echo, nothing true is ever wasted. I do not need to close the flood. I only need to know its name. I do not need to fear the wave when I have learned my way. Shoreline echo, shoreline echo, everything comes back changed. Shoreline echo, shoreline echo, even pain can leave a grace. Comes back changed. Comes wasted.
Just a tide. Overflow, overflow. What I feel is what I am. Overflow, overflow. Open hand, uncovered heart. Overflow, overflow. I was never made too much. The old storm, leave it shine. Let the salt remain as proof that I crossed the deeper water alive. I carry all this feeling now, like a lantern, not a wound. Overflow, overflow. What I feel is what I am. Overflow, overflow. Open hand, uncovered heart. Overflow. Was never made too much. Call it sea, call it pulse, call it weather turning kind, call it a body learning. There is no shame in being I survive by letting in. Not too much, just alive. Not too much, just alive. Overflow, overflow.
shape. The walls are built to keep me stable. Only taught me how to wake. If the flood is part of living, then let the living finally flood. Breaking the levee, breaking the levee. Let it come, let it come. Breaking the levee, breaking the levee. I will not die of being numb. Watch me shake, watch me open. Watch the dark water turn to voice. I was never weak for feeling. I was only making noise into choice. Breaking the levee, breaking the levee. Let it come, let it come. Breaking the levee, breaking the levee. I will not choke on what I love. Breaking the levee, breaking the levee. Now the flood becomes the blood. Let it come, let it come. I am louder than the wall.
Quick thing, if you're feeling this, just hit subscribe. It takes 1 second and it helps me more than you know. All right.
Dig me up, read the layers of me. Every arrow preserved in chemistry. The year I loved you left a darker line. Fossil record of everything. Fossil record, the truth in stone. Fossil record, I am not alone. Read me, read me, read me down to the bone. The body keeps, the body keeps, the body keeps the score. The year I left you left a brighter band. The year I broke left a trembling hand. Every hurt became a sediment line. Fossil record, the truth in stone. Fossil record, I am not alone. Read me, read me, read me down to the bone. The body keeps, the body keeps, the body keeps the score. There is no light in the GI sit with my sections the way you'd rate a book. Each band a season, each crack a hook. This one is grief, this one is grief and grace. Reading, reading, reading the strata of me. Reading the strata, the long handwriting of years. Reading the strata, the patient archive of fears. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was wasted, dear. This one is the summer I learned to lie still. This one is the autumn of finally saying I will. This one is grief. This one is grief and grace. Reading the strata, the long handwriting of years. Reading the strata, the patient archive of fears. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was wasted, dear. The rock is a record. The record is mine. I am the geologist. I am the reading the strata, the long handwriting of years. Reading the strata, the patient archive of fears. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was wasted, dear. ticking inside the geode. Quiet little metronome of a heart reloaded. Turn the rock over, listen to the chime. Quartz pulse, counting me back to time. Quartz pulse, under the cold hard chest. Quartz pulse, of the body coming back to rest. Tick, 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 tick the soft into the rest. Mineral muscle, crystal arithmetic of moving through the rubble. Turn the rock over, listen to the chime. Quartz pulse, under the cold hard chest. Quartz pulse, of the body coming back to rest. Tick, 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 tick the soft into the rest. Nothing is dead that ticks like this. Nothing is gone that I can kiss. Quartz pulse, under the cold hard chest. Quartz pulse, of a body coming back to rest. Tick, 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 tick the soft into the rest. Tick, tick, tick. Layer by layer, the years press down on me. Quiet as snow, heavy as memory. I didn't notice when the soft turned slow. Something was settling, something was forming a shape. Sediment, the gentle weight of time. is pressed down on me. Quiet as snow, heavy as a memory. Now I notice the soft was always there. Something was settling, something was forming a shape. Sediment, sediment, the gentle weight of time. Sediment, sediment, I'm becoming a line in the rock, in the rock, in the rock that holds me up. Roots above me once held the soil. Now they are reaching through the fossil of toil. Nothing was wasted, nothing was lost. Sediment, sediment, the gentle weight of time. Sediment, sediment, I'm becoming a line in the rock, in the rock, in the rock that holds me up. What I called hardness was only the holding. What I called ending was only the folding. Sediment, sediment, the gentle weight of time. Sediment, sediment, I'm becoming a line in the rock, in the rock, in the rock that holds me up.
Quick thing, if you're feeling this, just hit subscribe. It takes 1 second and it helps me more than you know. All right. Drop by drop, the water taught my body how to hold a shape that wasn't mine. Calcium learning the language of slowness. Becoming, becoming, becoming the thing I was near. Slow mineral, I am a slow mineral, gathering you
I say it's holding the shape of every hand I've known. Inside my chest, there is a museum. No one visits anymore. Soft echo, soft echo, soft echo. Forgive.